Good morning, everybody. It's Jeff from Goldfish and Ghost Aquariums. I want to talk about a subject today to do with heaters. It's nice to have you all here. I don't know if it's morning, afternoon, night, wherever you live to, but thanks for tuning in anyway. I'm getting close to 200 subscribers too, so I'm really chuffed about that. Thanks for supporting me. Now, I went to do this video before and some of it kicked out on me, so I have to redo it again, which is a frustrating thing. But one thing I did pick up on, I am in a big shed here. It's a windy day. There's probably a little bit of noise you can hear, a couple of trees brushing against the thing. I apologise, I can't do anything about that. But what I wanted to talk about is more so the fish in my area where I live. I'm in the mid-north of South Australia, and we get very high electricity bills here. We're one of the highest in the world. You can Google that and it'll let you know. So heaters for me aren't a great option. I did count them before. I've got about 8 that have got some fracos and some guppies and that. I'm not keen on them. I do run off of solar panels and battery banks. Run all my air, which is run the loop, my pumps, lighting, all run off of it. You cannot run heaters off of a battery bank. I use AGM batteries. I'm not going to bore you with it. If you've got lithium, you might be able to do it, but you would need a lot of lithium batteries, and they're very expensive, and batteries get destroyed by heaters. It's just an element. So as long as they stay on, especially winter, they destroy them. I will do a video about the system and how it runs. If you're interested, make comments. I appreciate that. First up, now I read a lot of books and I go to a lot of forums, and a lot of them say mixed things about temperatures. Honestly, it is so frustrating. I know you YouTubers, we all stick together. I'm not bagging anybody at all, but some of the temperatures are off. I'm going to talk about 2 from an area that I live. The Empire Gudgeons. I've got 10 down there. Now, Empire Gudgeons, they say 18 to 24, 24 degrees, 23 and all that. Totally incorrect. They live in the Murray-Darling system, so the Darling goes down through and runs into the Murray. So that's from New South Wales, Victoria and South Australia. Now winter time that gets down around 10 degrees. I kid you not, they'll go from 10 degrees and then go up to 32 to 34. Do not need heaters, don't waste your money. The next one is the Murray rainbow fish. Lots of different sorts of rainbow fish. They ain't the most colourful, but they're very hardy. They'll also do 10 degrees, hence the word Murray rainbow fish. And they'll go up to 30s. Not a problem. Great hardy fish if you want them. Do not need heaters. The next one is goldfish. I go through this a million times. I specialise in breeding fancy goldfish for years. Wasting your money with heaters. Wasting your money. Unless you're in a really, really cold climate, Canada and Europe and top part of America and all that. You can if you want them to keep a bit more active. But where I live, the natural fall seasons is perfect. It drops down to 12 degrees, say in the shed with water, 8, 9, 10 outside the pond. Now, with that, they'll just lay a little bit dormant. You don't feed them through winter. You start, as soon as the temperature starts to ramp up, it's that 16, 17, heading up in spring. You pump the food into them. Once you get over about 20 degrees, then put some spoiler box in and you'll start to get action 20, 22 degrees onwards. And then that goes, and then they'll rest again through winter. Those will last with your defence fish. Mine, I mean, I've got big black moors in here, they're getting up around 10 years old and they're still spawning. Some say they'll get up around 15 years. But I guarantee you, use heaters, they will not. The other thing is shrimp. If you want your shrimp to breathe quicker, now I've got probably about 12 or so lines, something like that of shrimp. If you want to use heaters, that's fine, they'll breathe quicker. But shortens their lifespan there because they don't live a real long time either. So I don't have shrimp with heaters unless they're actually just in somewhere like a tank up there that had guppies in it, green shrimp are in there, that's fine. Add some red shrimp in with some 24 karat gold guppies. So they're lucky they got a little bit of warmth and they'll probably breed a bit more. But these ones, no heaters. And I've got your golden bees, you've got tangerine tigers, I've got your crystals, I've got your cherries, got all sorts. For my plecos, obviously they've got to stay with heaters, with bedders. I got my first lot of bedders the other day and I just pumped the temperature up, see if we can get some spawning action. But the thing is, when we go online and we read these things or we listen to people in other countries, you've got to talk about the area where you live isn't conducive to where others live sometimes. Sometimes people will listen to me and they'll go, oh, he does this, so that's right. It's not necessarily. If you find out where a fish comes from in the world, understanding some of those fish have never lived there, but most of them, if they come from a climate that is cool, they'll take cool temperatures. If they come from like your Indonesia and all those places, they like a more tropical thing. Papua New Guinea, the top part of Australia, Queensland. We're such a big country, we've got so many different temperatures here. Down in Tasmania, my God, there'll be an Eskimo to live down there. I love Tasmania, by the way. But so we tend to talk about temperatures of fish more to what we live in our area. But sometimes it's actually just not the truth. So sometimes you're better off researching yourself and not reading out of a book. These ones that I've talked about before, my friend Scott, he's raised them outside, swordtails, and they do 12 degrees all winter. Not a problem, they go a little bit dormant, don't feed them as much. They don't get swim bladder or much like your goldfish. Golden Danios, same thing, about 12 degrees. They've been spawning, I've been taking mocks out all the time, got little babies over there, little fries. Rose barbs do not need heaters, they're like goldfish, they'll go down 10 degrees, no worry. We've got white cloud minnows, we've got golden cloud minnows, they don't need heaters either. Swordtails over here, koi swordtails, they're going without heaters. And they're absolutely fine. Now before you shoot me down, I did try an experiment. Mollies do not like going under 15 degrees. I kid you not. I lost one and I got them straight out and you can see, did not like it. The claddies, the Variatus sort, they're no worries at 15. I'm going to try to, over a period of time, slowly breed them that they can get down lower than that and they're comfortable with it. But at the moment, they don't mind 15 degrees at all. So I just get a little bit frustrated. Temperature is a very subjective thing. I get comments and people ask all the time, and you tend to say, where do you live? Because things are different. Stop. This is a huge big shed that gets hot, but that might be different to my outside pond. So it's easier if you experiment yourself, read up, find out where the fish actually comes from. Because with that, you'll learn a lot more just out of that. Now, that's nearly the end of it. I'll have me rant. Now I'll just grab hold of this. We'll have a quick little look around on the way out. But yeah, as I said, these tanks, and I enjoy them, no heaters. but there's a place for heaters too. I mean, there's heaters in these with these guppies and the plecos. Here, if you don't have heaters for plecos and guppies, they're not going to survive. There's my Empire gudgeons. So, alright, that's probably all I got to say. But, yeah. As I said, I'm nearly up to about 200 subscribers now, so I'm really appreciating what you're doing for me and the great comments I get. Very rarely I get a negative one. I'm not the greatest YouTuber, I admit to that. I'm trying to improve. But, yeah, so like, subscribe and share. I would appreciate that immensely. And I will see you in the next video. See you later.